Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? I'm so glad to come back here, and for some reason today I feel this energy and I just want to talk about change, man. I posted something earlier today and this is what I said. If you forget about everything, just remember this one thing, that sometimes you might not get to see the change you want unless you change. Insanity is doing the same thing while expecting a different result. You cannot see a different result if you keep doing the same thing. I was kind of like thinking about Africa and the things that we always talk about and we're struggling with. And you guys know that it's a lot of them. We can talk about leadership, corruption, economic dependence, tribalism. We can talk about all those issues. There's so many things that we're struggling with. And maybe you might be tired hearing all these issues all the time, but you know, we have to talk about them. We have to address them, you know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of people who do not know what Africa is going through, wants to cover the issues that Africa is facing. And as the Swahili Nation One Africa, our job is to address them, brutally be honest with ourselves in order to solve the problem. You cannot solve the issue if you don't know the source. To happen in our country, in our government, societies and communities and our companies, what change that you want, even in your life when you go to personal level, whatever the change you want to see, you have to know that you have to change. This is something that we act towards. If you want to see something change, then you have to change. Because sometimes the thing that you wanted to change is not an issue, but the issue is how you see it. And if you don't change your perspective, then you're going to keep seeing it negative way, right? That's how you will see it. So sometimes in order to change the situation and the negativity around you is by you becoming positive. If you become positive, you will see it positive. Even if there's a negative things, but you will always, your mind will always direct you, will always elaborate things, will always lead you back to the positiveness, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where you are at the moment. And the change that we want to see in Africa, it can only happen if we do change. So instead of sitting down here and talking about change, I will go out and actually be the change that Africa needs. Hashtag proud African, right? It's very easy for people to complain, to give up, right? Because you don't have to put on effort. It's very easy to lose hope. It's very easy to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to care. If you care much, you're going to get hurt. You don't want to love, because if you love much, you might be betrayed, you know what I'm saying? So it's better to be on the other side of negativity. It's very easy to be in the side of negativity than positivity, because if you want to be in the side of positiveness, then you have to put on effort. And a lot of people these days, they don't want to put effort, you know? So that's why they end up giving up. But this is a message for you, that you are the only one who can change the situation. You can change it. I don't want to put God in this, because I believe that God has already given us ability and mind to think, to elaborate, and to do things. He already given us that. We already have permission. As long as you're alive, that means you still have a job to do, right? The day I die, that means I'm done. I'm finished, right? My mission is done. But as long as I'm alive, it's because I still have something to do. So you already have that permission. But how do you go out and work on that? How do you use the opportunity? Because life is an opportunity that God has given you and me. How do you take advantage of that opportunity to actually bring about change? How do you do that? And that's the question that I want you guys to think about today. And if you can, let me know in the comment section. And when I'm talking about change, I'm talking about, there's a lot of things you don't like it, right? Well, you can change it. As long as you see the problem, you have a solution. Things that you don't like it, I mean, you cannot love anything, everything, you cannot like everything, but there are things that can be changed. And if there's something you don't like, you cannot keep complaining, because it's insane, right? Doing the same thing and expecting different results, it's insanity. So you need to change. And how can you bring about change, right? To whatever situation that you see. So you can take perspective of your country, right? Things that you're struggling with. I love this one quote I saw on Twitter the other day, and I just had to retweet it because it was really well written. And she wrote this on her bio. She wrote, "Love for your country doesn't mean love for the president or for the leader. Ask yourself how you can contribute to your country." And it reminds me what, you know, love for your people or for Africa, it doesn't mean that you have to love a leader or whatever that disappoints you, because a lot of time we've been hiding under the shadow of, you know what, this government is not doing anything. You know what, there's so much corruption. No matter what we do, we're not going to be able to change. Well, love for your country doesn't mean that you have to love that leader who is screwing things up every single day. You know, ask yourself, how can you contribute? And it's kind of like I'm coming from that point of view, that how can you take advantage of the opportunity, the life you have, to bring about change? Because as long as you're alive, as long as you see there's issues, that means you have a solution, and you just need to figure out how can you figure out the solution. And our job here in Solution One Africa, it's actually to stir up the fire, right? So you might say that you guys are talking too much of this and that, but our job is to remind each other, is to remind that, you know what, we can actually bring about change. You know, we might not bring the solution sometimes because we don't have solution to every issue that is going on, right? But you guys, you have it, because you guys are going through, we are going through, and when we come together as one Africa, think about it, talk about it, I'm telling you, there's high chance. And that's why I want to reach university students, who will actually change to the next generation as soon as possible. What's your idea? What's your thought? And I think this will be an amazing time for you guys to motivate me as well and to inspire me. So I'll be checking on your comments and maybe come up with something. I appreciate, guys. I love you. Be the change Africa needs. Proud of you. Love you. Hey guys, I'm sorry about that. Close this. Close this. Close this. Close this. Hey guys, can you guys hear me there? Hey guys, can you guys hear me there? Guys, can you guys? Sorry, having a little bit of. Can you guys hear me there? Hey man, it's good to be here, guys. Welcome back again. This is your boy. I'm right here. And I'm so excited to be here today. Let me just change something a little quick here. I think I'm having a trouble with something. Okay, this should be fine. Guys, it's good to be here today. I'm so excited. We are running out of time because we have less than an hour to actually have this conversation. And, you know, I'll be finishing this conversation within this an hour. But I appreciate you guys for coming here today. We're going to be talking about Burundi today. And I have somebody from Burundi. He's going to tell us a lot about Burundi. One thing about Burundi is that everywhere you find, if you go on internet, if you go on Google, if you go wherever you want to go, you know, you will find the one thing in common, that always people, they posted video about how poor Burundi is and all those stuff. So all these are kind of, you know, very negative image portraying about, you know, our beautiful continent of Africa. Yes, there might be that issue or that problem, but there's a lot of good stuff that, you know, people, they don't point at. So today we're here and we're going to tell you guys everything that you have to know about Burundi, and someone from Burundi will be letting us know about that. Let me pray a little quick and then I'll begin. God, I thank you for today. I thank you for this conversation that I'll be having with my brother here from Burundi. I pray that your spirit will be here. And most importantly, God, I pray that as we continue to share this knowledge with one another, you'll help us to understand and to reach the point of having that knowledge that can actually transform our community and our society. I pray all these things in your name. Amen. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, let me say this, guys. Please copy this link and share with somebody. But also, without wasting time, I want to welcome my brother right here, Ismail. Ismail, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you, bro?
I cannot hear you, Ismail.
Yeah, I can hear you well. Please, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. So, Ismail, let's do this. Ismail.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Can you just use audio?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, please just use audio. I think it'll be easy that way. Yes,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
What about now? Can you hear me?
This is good. Okay, I can hear you. I think this is gonna be great. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, man, so tell us a little bit about yourself, like who you are. I know you're from Burundi, but anything important that you like people to know, please let us know right now.
Yeah, well, I'm Ismail in Nahazwe. I was born in Burundi and raised in Burundi. And I studied in Zanzibar, where I did international relations and diplomacy at Zanzibar University. Yeah, and I'm single, of course. I'm single. I'm not married. And I'm somebody who I think I can say that I'm among the first Burundians who love Burundi a lot. I love my country. I'm very proud of my country. And of course, I love Africa. That's me.
This is beautiful, man. I love the fact that you started in Zanzibar. So that means you've been here in Tanzania for how long?
For 4 years. For 4 good years.
4 years. So you speak Swahili too, right?
Yeah, I can speak Swahili, I can speak French, and a little bit English.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm glad that you speak African language Swahili. That's very important, my brother.
So let me try to, because you said that we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Let me go directly about Burundi to let you guys know about Burundi, because most of you, I mean, many of you don't know about Burundi. Let me go directly. Burundi is a landlocked country, which is in a great lakes region in East Africa, and it's bordered by the Rwanda in the north, Tanzania in the east and south, and the DRC in the west. I hope you hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. You're good.
Yeah. And Burundi, we have two capitals. I mean, political capital, which is Gitega, and the economic capital, which is Bujumbura. And we have official languages, which is Kirundi, French, and English. Even though a lot of, many Burundians speak French, but there are some who can speak English. And many Burundians know Swahili, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Burundi have a population of 12.5 million. And Burundi is a country that was colonized by German and Belgium. And they got its independence in 1962. By our independence hero, Prince Louis Rwagasore. After that, it became again a kingdom under a king who was called the Mambusa IV. And I think that's all about the introduction of Burundi. Unless you have other questions about Burundi, I'm here to reply them.
Definitely. So let us know a little bit about the historical context of Burundi. Like, how was the liberation? I mean, fighting for colonization went, and the people of Burundi at that time. Like anything specific, about that, you can let us know.
Yeah, as I told you before, the colonial masters to come.
Yeah,
Burundi was a kingdom. It was ruled by different kings.
Yeah.
And after these guys to come, these Westerners, these colonial masters to come, they started. Before them to come, there were Burundian. We were like we were one. We were believing in one people. We were one Burundians. No issues of ethnies. Ethnies was no issues of ethnies. But after these colonial masters to come, they start to divide us into groups by showing us you guys are better than these ones. Yeah, and that was beginning of the West in Burundi. Then there was a certain prince who was called the Rwagasore. Prince Louis Rwagasore is the one who fought for for independence. After getting that independence, unfortunately, he was killed by those whites and some Burundians. After him to be killed, it was again a kingdom. Burundi went in a kingdom under Mambusa IV, as I told you.
Yeah.
And since that time, Burundi has been known by the coups. If I don't understand if you mean what I do you understand if I say coups?
Yes, yes.
I mean our and it was after 1993 that people started to vote for their presidents, their rulers, their authorities independently. And after that time, after 1993, now I can say that Burundi is a safe country. It's a country where we are independent. We are ruled by those who we voted for. And Burundi, now we can thank God, we believe in one people. There is no those issues of Hutu and the Tutsi. Those ethnic issues, they are no longer there. We believe in one Burundian. We have one dream to develop our country together. Yeah, to make it together. Yeah.
And what is the meaning of the name Burundi, and where did it come from?
Yeah, Burundi actually is called the Burundi bwa Nyaburunga.
Burundi bwa Nyaburunga.
Yeah, Burundi bwa Nyaburunga. Nyaburunga, according to what we hear, according to the history, he came from Buha. Yeah, I think from Tanzania, those areas of Kigoma. And he's the one who came here and started those issues of making people in groups in terms of ruling them. Yeah, he's the one who came up with the ideas of putting Burundians together and they give us a name of Burundi. That's why we are called Burundi bwa Nyaburunga. According to the history.
Wait, so wait, I didn't know that. So a Tanzanian, like from the region of Kigoma, he came all the way to Burundi to bring all the people together, and he named it Burundi.
Actually, there are some provinces of Tanzania before they were on Burundi side, like this Kagera. Kagera was in Burundi, Kigoma was in Burundi. Yeah, and that guy came from Kigoma. It was actually in Burundi, but before it was not called Burundi. It was just an area. But it's that guy who came up with that name Burundi, and we were called Burundi. That's why we are. This Burundi is called the Burundi bwa Nyaburunga.
So the word itself, Burundi, you don't know what it means.
Yeah, Burundi. The real meaning, I don't know, but according to the Kirundi itself, our language, Burundi, it comes of a group. It's there's a verb called the Kurunda, which is a group. If you say Burundi, it means groups.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's why
Well, the thing about Africa is Africa is one, you know. All these borders that were created by colonial masters, it doesn't really mean a thing, right? Because as you're saying right now, you know, it's like it's hard even to say that this was part of, you know, Tanzania was part of Burundi or Rwanda, because we're actually just one people, right? But they divided us. You can look at the map of Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi, even Kenya, Uganda. Like you look at that and then you realize, man, this is actually one country, one big country. And thank God that we have East Africa now, to bring all of us together, regardless of the borders that we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I said before there was no this Kagera, this Kigoma. There was no Tanzania, there was no Burundi. It was just one area. But after this was to come, they started putting some borders by telling us this is yours and this is their part and this is Kenya, this is Uganda. This is... But before we are the same thing. Where it was just an area. It was Africa.
Indeed.
But after this was to come, they are the ones who came up with those borders. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's what, Ismail, we are trying to do here, like to remind our people. You know, the other day we were talking about Congo and Angola Kingdom. That also used to be the same country. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go back and forth, you realize that a lot of countries in Africa were actually just one people. And I think that's part of our mission, to remind people that, you know what, these borders were just creating by people who had interest on colonizing Africa. And now we say we are free, we are out of that colonization. What are we doing about these borders, right? What are we gonna do? Okay, maybe taking them down, it's gonna be a little difficult, because people, I mean, we have a new generation that have been, you know, living for years believing that I am Burundian, believe that I am Tanzania or I'm Rwandan. But what if we begin to decolonize our mind and tell our people that, you know what, these borders you see, it has nothing to do with you being Burundi or not me being Tanzania, but we are one people, one African, and we didn't have this in the past, and now let's assume that we don't have this as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, what you're saying is true, and it's something that I think about like always.
Yeah.
Because as Africans, we have to think, before this was to come, before these people to come, who were we? And who are we now? How were we living? Do you understand what I mean? And how are we living now? How are we treating one another? And how are we treating one another right now?
Yeah,
that's a question that each African has to ask himself. Because before there was no Tanzania, Burundian, Rwandese, we were African. But now I can go in Tanzania and being maltreated. I can go in Rwanda and being mistreated. But while we are all Africans, we have to remove in our heads this shit. Because Africans, we are Africans. And these borders are here just to make us keep on harming one another, so that these people can get, how can I say it? A way to keep on colonizing that.
Yeah.
Hello? Because before, let me give you an example of this Burundi.
Yeah.
And when they come up with these issues of Tutsi, Hutu, because they divided us in 3 ethnies. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm hearing you.
I say they divided us in 3 groups: Hutu, Twa, and the Tutsi.
Okay.
Burundians, after being divided, we started killing one another. Because when they divided us, they saw, they were trying to show us, you guys are the best than this group. You are the best than this group. And this is their smartness. Because if somebody hear that this one is better than me, that's the start of hatred. I can call it self-hatred, because if you hate your fellow Burundian, if you hate your fellow African, it's like I can call it self-hatred. And after dividing us, we started killing one another. Instead of thinking about developing our beautiful country, we're thinking about killing our fellow Burundians. And they're going to them seeking some help, some weapons to kill our fellow Burundians, giving them our mines, I mean gold, silver, and whatever, to give those whites for them to give us weapons to kill our our fellow Burundians. That's something that I can say. They use smartness to divide us in order them to keep on developing and us to keep on destroying our country. That's why, as Africans, we have to remove in our head this piece of shit.
Let me ask you this, Ismail. What would you say? What would you say is the biggest struggle of Burundian people right now, or the biggest struggle in your country right now? What is the biggest challenge you guys are facing right now?
As big a challenge, but maybe you're going to understand me in another way. If I say that there is no the biggest challenge, you maybe say because it's in the introduction I said that I love Burundi a lot. Yeah. But let me assure you that the challenge that we are having, that we are experiencing, every African is having it. People are always out there saying that Burundi is the poorest country in the world. I can say this is not true, because they say that we are poor because, like, in Burundi, it's rare to see somebody who is consuming like $10 per day. Do you understand what I mean? But it doesn't mean that we are poor. It's because things here are cheap. If you understand it, if you don't understand what I mean, you can go on Unapologetic Nomad. We used to do that. That debate about Burundi to be poor. Let me give you an example, bro. Here, a pineapple.
Yeah.
Like 3 pineapples are bought less than $1. Do you understand what I mean? 1 kg of rice. 1 kg of rice is less than $1.
Wow.
So according to those prices,
I want to go to Burundi.
Yeah, about to those according to those prices, can you consume at least $10 per day?
No.
Just take example. You've bought 1 kg of rice, 1 kg of meat, 1 kg of beans, and oil. You will not spend even $10. Wow. A whole family can spend $20.
Wow.
So when these Westerners hear about that, they are the ones who go out by saying Burundians are suffering from hunger. They are about to die because of hunger. Bro, we are not hungry here.
I'm losing a smile.
We are like, our things are very cheap. And that's why whenever I hear somebody who is saying that Burundi is the poorest country in the world, bro, I don't agree with that.
Exactly. Me and you, Ismail, we had this conversation before after seeing that video of that guy who like wrote some 4 kids for sale. You know, you remember we had that conversation. And it's one of the plans for me to come there, and that's when I got your contact. I want you to tell us this. What would you like to tell Africans? Here is our fellow Africans. What would you like to tell our fellow Africans about Burundi? Because even our fellow Africans who are within the continent and outside of the continent, they might have this misconception about Burundi, right? Poverty is everywhere. Poverty is not just in Africa, it's everywhere. Even in the United States, there's a poverty, you know what I'm saying? There's a region you'll go and then you'll be wondering, am I in the US or am I, somewhere else, right? In the jungle. So it's everywhere. But what would you like to tell our fellow Africans today to know about Burundi? What would you tell them? If somebody else come to them and ask them, hey, it's not about Burundi, what would you tell them?
Oh, wow, this is a good question. This is a good question, actually. Yeah, what I would like to tell them is that just before, I mean, the first thing to change their narratives about Burundi, because Burundi, as they said, always they say that Burundians are kings who are killing one another. There's a war in Burundi, people are dying. But bro, what I can assure you is not, is that those things are the pure propagandas, negative propagandas. Burundi is a peaceful country. Burundi is a safe country. Burundi is a country whereby always we are welcoming a lot of tourists from different countries. Burundi, of course, Burundi are still developing. We are still standing in terms of development because we passed through a lot. We passed through a lot of civil wars, but now it's time in Burundi to stand. We are developing. What I can assure them, what I can tell them is just to come. If they have those means, they have to come and invest here because we are still developing. We are still standing in terms of development. They can come and invest here in order to build Burundi, to build Africa. As long as Burundi is a part of Africa, they come to build Burundi together. Bring your capital and invest here. You will enjoy because we are welcoming a lot of people are coming to invest here, and the Burundi always. The Burundi's doors are always open for the investors from abroad. And something that I can assure you again is that Burundi, whenever you come in Burundi, you will be well treated because it is in our culture to treat well a visitor. We call it umushitsi. It's a culture. It's a culture. It's a Burundian culture. If you are here as a visitor, you will be well treated. I can say than even Burundian himself.
Of course, the same thing here.
Yeah, come and invest in Burundi. Come and build Burundi. Come and build Burundi. Come and enjoy Burundi because we have got a lot of things to do. To do here in Burundi. We have a lot of things to enjoy in Burundi. As even location itself, location of Burundi, we are on the border of Lake Tanganyika, and that Lake Tanganyika is the only lake in the world where we get mukeke, ndagara, a lot of fishes that you will find only in Burundi.
Oh yeah.
Whoever comes in Burundi, his first thing to admire or to like is mukeke fish. Oh my gosh. It's a fish that you will never get in a... Yeah, please come, bro. You enjoy.
I'm coming to try. Ismail, so I think you said so many things that are really, really important, and I want to break it down a little bit. So can you tell us the attractions in Burundi? If someone wants to visit Burundi, then what places should they visit? And also you can tell us even the price of the hotels you have in Burundi, because you told us that, like in a day you might spend less than $10 because the 1 kg of meat is like $1, like 1 kg of rice is $1, like everything is even under $1. So what about the accommodation? If somebody wants to be in the hotel, and you can also let us know the places to visit in Burundi.
Yeah, that's a good question indeed.
Yes.
About the places to visit, we have got more than 10 hot springs. Hot springs. Hot springs, do you understand that? The thermal water.
Yeah.
And it's said that those hot springs are therapy for those who are suffering from rheumatism. They are good in terms of health.
Yeah.
We've got waterfalls. We've got beautiful beaches. If I say beaches, it's from Bujumbura to go up to a certain area called Nyanzarake, near Tanzania.
Yeah, from the Lake Tanganyika, right?
You will find a lot of beautiful beaches. And the hotels, the accommodation is very affordable, very, very affordable.
Yeah.
Because here in a hotel, in a nice hotel, you can sleep by
Hello?
$10. I mean, for $10, less than $10 per night. A beautiful hotel, of course. We have a source of Nile River.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are some countries, I mean, there are some different countries who say that the source of source of Nile are in their countries. But what I can assure you, the true source of Nile is in Burundi, in a certain province called Bururi, precisely in Rutovu district. It's 1,000, no, it's 120 kilometers from Bujumbura. That's where the source of Nile is found, the true source of Nile. And we have a beautiful drums. I can say Burundi drumming performances are UNESCO intangible cultural heritage. Do you understand what I mean? Just go in the UNESCO. The Burundian drums are the ones who open gate for you. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Yes. In UNESCO, our drums are the ones who are the ones that open the gate of UNESCO.
What kind of drums is that? Is that special?
Pardon me? Oh my God!
Special drums?
Pardon me?
Yes, I can hear you. What kind of drums are you talking about, Ismail?
Those raw drums. Raw drums. They are originally from Burundi. They are the drums that were beating, that were being played for king. We call them raw drums. You can Google Burundian drumming. You will enjoy. A lot of people from different countries sometimes come only for drumming.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, if you come here in Burundi, you will enjoy drums. And then we have tea and coffee. Probably even the coffee that you are having right now there, it comes from Burundi. And the tea.
Oh, the coffee I'm having here, it's from here. It's from Tanzania. But yes, I know Burundi, you have coffee too.
And are you sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I understand. But we have a tea and coffee, which is, very fresh, which is very good. And of course, hospitality of Burundian people. Burundian people are very hospitable, especially towards visitors. When you come to Burundi, Burundian people can make you feel like you didn't even travel, you are still home. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you, my brother.
Yeah. In fact, we have a lot of things to enjoy. We have a lot of things to do. And if you think about investing in tourism, department, you can come because we have a lot of places, a lot of sites, touristic sites, but which are not yet being treated. You can come and invest. Of course, you'll not regret. And as I told you, Burundi is still standing in terms of development. You can come. Bro, we have a lot of things to do here. We have a lot of things to invest in. Yeah, what I can tell you, please come and see Burundi. Come and visit Burundi.
Yeah. No, that's really good. You know what I was trying to say is, I'm so glad that you are proud Burundian. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for us to love our countries.
and everything that is there. And I think this is just my first time to see the drums, you know, from Burundi, and that is really beautiful. But as you know, a lot of African countries here. I mean, they produce tea and coffee. You know, you can go to Ethiopia, you can go to Kenya, you can go to Tanzania, you can go to Burundi, you can go to Rwanda, South Africa. So it's you know, like in a way, you know, Tanzania is blessed, you know, for having all this. I mean, Africa is blessed for having all these different kind of source of you know, richness that we do have. So, but I really appreciate for you to clarifying that and, you know, letting us know about that. I think a lot of people here might be interested, you know, to visit Burundi. First of all, because they know that, you know, they will save a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could come to Burundi with $100 and I can survive there maybe for a month. You know what I'm saying? And just be there. So that's, I think that's one of the, it's really good quality, you know, of Burundi.
Yeah, of course. Things here are very cheap. Life is still very easy. Maybe that's why people are saying out there are saying that we are poor. Burundi is the poorest country in the world, because here we are still enjoying, I mean, low prices. We thank God for that.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed, you know, that's why today I put the title like this, because everything we try to find Burundi, this is what people say. Even some people that I know, they're like, you know what, I need to go to Burundi to do something, you know, volunteer work, because, you know, that country, this and this and that. And that's why I had to say this, that they only show you how poor Burundi is. We show you everything you need to know about Burundi, you know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff that you're saying right now, or all these things that we are talking about, they don't talk about Burundi, right? And it's our responsibility to actually tell people that, you know, this is Burundi, right? By telling them every single thing, like side A and side B. But since, you know, most of them, they focus on one side, we're going to focus on the other side, because that's what they need to know and they want to see. Okay, one more thing. It was you telling to Africans, but well, okay, I think that can be the same thing as well to the world. You know, I want to tell you, like, what can you tell? But let me ask you this. Maybe this can be a personal question. Like, I want to know how does people of Burundi, you know, feel by seeing all these things on the social media that we always see? Because you know, I used to have a friend like from Burundi, but we were not really, you know, that close, like talking about people of Burundi back then. But I would really like to hear from you, what kind of like people of Burundi are, like, what kind of people are you guys?
I think I said about that before, because I said that Burundi are very hospitable people. They have hospitality, especially towards guests, towards visitors. People, once they see somebody from abroad, I mean from other country, they try to make you like you are home. They try to make you to forget about home. They try to make you not to feel that you are in a strange country, you are abroad, because it's our culture. It's our culture. As I said, there's something we call gufatanezmo, which is to treat well a visitor. I can tell you, and this is not lying. Please try one day to come in Burundi. I'm sure will call me and tell me thank you.
Of course, man, I'm coming.
We are very positive people. And I'd like to say something, even though maybe you didn't ask about it. How Burundians feel about those propagandas,
exactly,
which are out there talking about Burundi. Of course, the people. Whenever we hear somebody talking negative things about Burundi, as a Burundians, of course, it hurts us. We feel that pain, but we thank God nowadays there are some Burundian youth who are standing up and let the world know about Burundi. And they are trying to tell the world that everything negative that these people are talking about Burundi is not true. And recently there was I welcomed my friends, it's a family from America. There are black Americans called the Unapologetic Nomads. You can go on YouTube and search their videos they did about Burundi.
Yeah.
We were having conversations about Burundi. I mean, those guys, they came here by fearing that they are coming to die. They came just today because they were here when they were near Rwanda. No, because they came here after coming from Rwanda. They were some people were telling them not to go there. If you go there, you are immediately die. And that bro, I mean the head of family, he came and they left his family in Rwanda. Just he came to see if what he's hearing is true, and he was like, "Let me go and die alone instead of my whole family to die. I mean, to die all of us." He came and he contacted me, and he was like, "What we are hearing out there and what I've found here are totally different." And he asked me to help him to show the world how Burundi is, how positive Burundi is. I'm trying to say that what you guys are hearing about Burundi, it's 100% opposite from from the truth about Burundi. I'm sorry for my English. I think you understand me.
Listen, my brother, you don't have to apologize. This is not our language anyways, you know? But I completely understand you 100%. And I spoke to you before. I told you that I'm coming to Burundi. I'm going to come to Burundi because, you know, it's just like, basically one country. I'm going to come there and to shed some light because I think what you said here, it's going to open up the way for so many positivity, you know, to come along the way. And I'm coming. And we're going to do it here in Swahili Nation. We're going to do that. And you, our brother Ismail, you know, officially, let me announce that just officially, you're one of our family members from Burundi. So anytime there's something going on in Burundi, you let us know. You can come here anytime. We can have this conversation and you can update us of what's going on. And also, if there's anything we want to know about Burundi, I can always reach out to you because I have your number and we can have this conversation. We are finding people from the country across the Africa to make sure that we are uniting our people. So you can be as a representative of, you know, Swahili Nation One Africa in Burundi, so that even when we go there, you know, we can connect together and do some work together, good work. And we can just continue to inform the world and Africa more about Burundi. So I really want to appreciate you for stepping here today.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you a lot.
And whenever you visit Tanzania again, you know I'm here. So let me know whenever you come, and I'm gonna come there, and I will let you know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, I really appreciate it, Ismail. I'll let you go for now because I have another interview in 8 minutes. So I'll let you go for now, but this is just the beginning. We're gonna continue to have the conversation about Burundi in the days to come. I really appreciate you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for Swahili Nation.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very happy to be a part of Swahili Nation because it's something that I've been dreaming about, that I've been wishing. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ismail. You're one of us, your family, and Burundi, Tanzania, Ethiopia, whatever country out there, it's Africa. So we are proud African, and we're proud of you guys. Keep doing the good work, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So that was the conversation about Burundi. Well, if you missed, you can go back and check it out a little bit. I had to keep this simple because today is a very busy day here in Swahili Nation One Africa. Right now, I was having this interview, a conversation with my brother Ismail all the way from Burundi. But right now, in 10 minutes, I'm going to have another conversation. You guys, I think you have seen the post. I'm not hosting that, but I'm being hosted with an amazing lady. And she's doing an amazing work. Let me just read a little bit of her biography because it's very important. So we are talking about Pan-Africanism discussion with Mamai Woruku. And a little bit of her background. Let me read here a little bit of her background so that you may get to know who is this person that I'm going to have a conversation with. She is an amazing lady who is doing amazing things out there to our community, and she's the founder and the CEO of, let me read here. A biography is too long, so I need to check it out here. So yeah, so Mamai, just to say a little bit of her, biography. She resides in the United States since 1989, and has been working to better her communities both here and abroad ever since. She obtained her bachelor degree in human services, completed her master's degree in public administration, and she's currently pursuing her PhD in public administration. She has a lifetime commitment and strong passion for community development, and has founded several organizations to support Ethiopian African immigrants, including radio hosts, and there's so many other stuff here. I'm not going to be able to read everything, but let me go at the end. Say she has been engaged in matters of Africa in various forums, including leading, collaborating, and leading advocacy groups. She was instrumental in hosting the very first town hall meeting with the Colorado Republican Party, discussing the conflict in Ethiopia and the various resolutions introduced by the current administration. She is currently leading the Ethiopian Public Diplomacy Network and established a successful social media independent voice. By profession, Mamai works for City and Country for Denver Economic Development and Opportunity for over 20 years, and is dedicated to working. That's the amazing woman that I'm going to be having a conversation with. She's actually calling me here right now. She might be freaking out, like, why you're not joining? But let me text her. Yeah, so guys, you can go and join me there. Everything is in the community tab. So please go and join us right now, right there. I really appreciate you guys for stopping here. I love you. And be the change that Africa needs. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. God, I thank you for this session. I thank you for Africa. I thank you for Burundi. I thank you for everything. We give you all the glory and honor in Jesus' name. Amen. Bye-bye, guys.